Good afternoon, everyone. Today we're here to examine the findings of our investment strategy assignment for Finance 695 for Executive MBA Summer 2013. So since we're talking about investment strategies, the first thing I wanted to bring up was what is an actual strategy. Basically, it's a plan of action that we undertake to reach a desired goal. So be it in a sporting event such as basketball with the coach telling us what we're going to do to make the winning shot, or in a football game, or even in the stock market. We aim to win. We aim to win money. We aim to win the highest score for glory. So we think, we plan, and then we manage to get to our desired goal and win in the game or in the stock market. So our objective for this assignment was to statistically test an investment strategy using the appropriate statistical tests. And to do that, first we had to form an investment strategy, which is known as our hypothesis. Then we ran the appropriate statistical tests using Microsoft Excel to determine if our data set is statistically significantly different. And after we ran the statistical test, of course, we analyzed the results of the test. So my hypothesis for my investment strategy is high price-to-book ratio, also known as the PB ratio or the market-to-book ratio, brings high stock returns. The price-to-book ratio is often used by investors to find underpriced stock. So basically, if you have a price-to-book ratio that's over 1, it means that investors are willing to pay more for a stock than it's actually worth on books in accounting book value. So PB ratio is defined as price per share divided by balance sheet price per share. And then, of course, percentage change, I use the basic percentage change formula, which is new value minus old value divided by old value. And I thought about this ratio because, to me, that if someone is willing to pay more for something than it's worth on paper, to me that would maybe make money, because obviously they see some type of value if they're willing to pay more for a price per share than it actually is worth in book value. So for my companies in my data set, I went ahead and used the 22 companies that we analyzed in our other Finance 695 presentation. These companies are the companies that we work for, our employers, our competitors, and as well as other companies here in Louisiana that have an influence in Louisiana. Some of the examples of these companies are Jacobs, CB&I, Albemarle, Mosaic, and EPL Oil and Gas. So what I did was I took all my 22 companies right here and I listed them in Excel, and then I put my price to book ratio for the year 2012, which is my X variable, and listed them all as well. I got all of these numbers from Bloomberg. It's all pulled straight from Bloomberg. And then I also have the stock return for 2012 calculated here using the percentage change equation, new minus old divided by old. So the statement high price to book ratio brings high stock returns is statistically analyzed. I used a regression to do that. A regression is a statistical test used to measure the link between two different phenomena. So it tells us using math that if two events are actually linked. So our regression results, as you can see, have highlighted, we're interested in the p-value of the x-intercept. This number here, which I have highlighted, is 0.254. That's from the regression analysis in Excel. So in conclusion, the high price-to-book ratio brings high stock returns. Since my p-value of the x-intercept, the number that was highlighted on the previous slide, which equaled 0.254, since that number is greater than 0.05, that says that we're not statistically significantly different. So in other words, there's no correlation between the price-to-book ratio and high stock returns. So it didn't give me exactly the results that I thought I would, but some of the possible reasons for the number and why the regression came out greater than 0.05, I could have had a bad data set. This could have been companies that just wasn't a good comparison. Maybe I needed more companies in my data set to run this analysis. Another thing I thought of was that since we're comparing book value of assets, a company would need to have assets on its books to give satisfactory results. And some of the companies that we looked at are actually service companies, so they won't have tangible assets on their books like other companies would that have inventory, such as a company that sells supplies and things like that. So that could have as well thrown off my statistical tests, since some of the companies don't have tangible assets on their books. So not really what I thought would come out, but these are the results of my regression analysis for high price to book ratio brings high stock returns. Thank you.